Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a story of what if Naruto mastered Kurama's chakra earlier. What if Naruto gained control over Kyuubi chakra? During the month of training for the finals of the Chunin exams, what if Jiraiya taught more than summoning? Watch as Naruto takes the whole world by storm with near unstoppable power and unmatched potential, but when the chips are down, it's all or nothing against hidden threats and godlike enemies. Will he survive? Before we start, thank you for all the support, it really means a lot to me. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a like, and check the description for the creator of this great fanfic. And also, as I said, I will be changing the story title to What If Naruto Power of the Tailed Beast, so don't forget that. Let's continue. Chapter 25. Bonds Part 3. Ready for more bonds? No. Well, too fucking bad. Get ready, cause shit is about to get real. You have grown so much, Naruto. Taller than me now. Hard to imagine that you're that same brat from Wave. Mei Terumi said as she watched the young special Jonin closely. She had to admit, for a 16-year-old, the young man was in a class of his own, and not just in power. Naruto was sporting a new outfit. Black baggy Anbu-style pants formed into a far too form-fitting dark orange muscle shirt, which could clearly be seen, due to the fact that Naruto's flak jacket was left unzipped under the new cloak that had Demon of the Hidden Leaf down the back in white characters over the blue fabric. Black flames traced the bottoms and sleeves. Naruto had his head band on the same way that Zabuza had worn his, obviously still giving tribute to the man whose blade was on his back. So much like Zabuza, though even he didn't have your appeal. Thank you Mizukage-sama, but I must remind you, I am in a relationship. Stated Naruto uncomfortably. This woman was seriously the female version of Jiraiya. Naruto didn't like the fact that he was alone in a room with this woman as part of his mission here in Kiri. Could we get back to discussing the second challenge? It's far too much like my Chunin exams, and those ended up being too easy. Oh, of course Naruto. We are here on business, after all. Mei said with a flip of her hair. If you believe that the second challenge is child's play, then how about we plan for some more grown-up things? Maybe a true survival exam. One that's a lot more, how your friend says, troublesome. I need an adult. I am an adult. Konoha Danzo continued his trek down the long tunnel that stretched deep down below the surface of the village. He was heading toward the only room in the village he knew was completely secure. The lab that Orochimaru had used when he attached the arm to him. The room only existed because Danzo had allowed it. It was complete with chakra blockers and reinforced walls. Danzo was going to this room to finally begin the research on Naruto's secondary objective from the mission against the Land of Sky. Danzo wasn't a fool. He knew the Land of Sky would return to hurt them again, only a fool would think it was over. Naruto only killed the figurehead, Shino. The leaders of the Land of Sky would be back. It wouldn't take long, either. Whoever was pulling the strings on Shino, whether the man knew it or not, must be powerful, and that mixed with their technology was dangerous. That's why Danzo had Naruto retrieve the two things that Danzo knew existed in those ruins. Danzo walked through a threshold into an aged and decaying laboratory. He almost shuddered to think that the man that had manipulated his granddaughter had used this lab to attach such an abomination to his right shoulder. But he had done it for the safety of the village. He hated himself for how much he loved this village. As he walked up to a large table, he placed the scroll that Naruto had retrieved at the center. He unraveled it. He examined the seals and found a disturbing discovery. He had sent Naruto to recover the two artifacts that had been kept in the temple, so that the Sky Ninja could never attack them again. However, there were 4 items sealed in the scroll. One of them in a body stasis seal. It was a human. Kiri Naruto sat in the back of a crowded meeting room, Shikamaru on one side, wearing the special Jonin flak jacket over his usual attire, Gaara on the other side, full Anbu uniform minus his mask. Temari was with Mei somewhere. She had been set as the joint diplomatic liaison for Kiri. At the front of the room was Ao, whom Naruto had met the week before. Now, as for the reason why there are Suna and Konoha Ninja here. They will be the assisting proctors in the 3 rounds of the Chunin exams, and Naruto Uzumaki will be in the Jonin exams, which will be discussed later. Shikamaru Nara and Chojiro will be the first exam proctors. It is my understanding that they have designed the task themselves. Gaara Sabaku will be placed with myself for the second exam. The tournament will be proctored by myself, Naruto Uzumaki and Baki of Buna. Why are we letting them have anything to with our exam? questioned a nameless ninja in the back. Mizukage-sama has requested that, due to the history of home field advantages, that members of other villages be proctors. Kumo declined and Iwa never responded. Ao answered. I think that he should return that blade. Stated one Kaki Chunin who stood up, sizing up Naruto. That blade belongs to Kiri. Goma, sit down. Commanded Ao, his posture shifting into an authoritative stance. If Mizukage-sama couldn't take that blade from him 2 years ago, what hope do you have? But sir. But nothing. Shouted Ao, his Byakugan bulging beneath the sealed patch that contained it. That man is an S-rank ninja and ally of the Land of Water. You want a sword? Challenge Kisame Hoshigaki or Raiga. Hey, it's alright, no need to be hostile, you're riling up the only red-headed Jinchuriki in the room. Stated Shikamaru, his head nodding towards Gaara, whose eye was twitching violently as Naruto kept a hand on his shoulder. I will not allow you to harm Uzumaki, regardless if he needs my help or not. Gaara growled. Well, there you go, Goma, now 2 Jonin-level ninja, who are the sons of cages, want to fight you. Stated Ao with a snort. Now sit down, we have much to go over before Mizukage-sama joins us. Suigetsu, goddamned missed. Why did I miss this place? Suigetsu grumbled. It's not that bad, kid. Think of it as training. Stated the tall man behind him. Besides, once we find that brat that has your brother's sword, then we can give him a nice funeral. Then you can have the Haramakare. Then I can go kill that blonde bastard that has the Kubikiribocho. Suigetsu muttered. That would be your funeral, kid. Akatsuki, everyone prepare for this extraction. Without the Ikibi or Sanbi this will be a very long and trying extraction. Pain said as he addressed the rest of Akatsuki. Sasori, Deidara, begin the extraction of the Yanbi. Unknown he blinked rapidly, trying to gain his vision back. He had woken up on his back in darkness, not pitch black, but dim, like that of a starless night. The hard-packed earth below him was obviously one of the causes of his soreness. He tried valiantly to sit upright, but was unable to overcome the strain his body had gone through. He tried once more, this time attempting to roll onto his side. Is this another trick? What is he trying to pull this time? After one last push, he's able to get to his hands and knees, where he attempts to regain his breath as he focuses on the giant blank spot in his memories. Where am I? How did I get here? Did he leave me here? After a few minutes his eyes adjusted to the dark and he found himself in the middle of an empty street, lined as far as his eyes could see by copies of the same house. Eyes widened as he recognized the house, before another house caught his eye, this one slightly different, newer, and it was covered in blood. Eyes continued to scan houses, finding each one to have a slightly different look to it, as if they each were younger or older or were home to different aged people. Slowly, painfully he moved to the one covered in blood, his mind somehow already knowing what he would see as he walked through the threshold. Only he couldn't cross into the house, an invisible wall blocked his entry. He could see the entryway, see the bloody footprints, but he couldn't get into the house. A barrier of some kind. Could the leaf have set up some sort of way to stop people from getting in? With a quick activation of his Sharingan, he gasped in pain, his eyes filled with pain and information as he deactivated them. What is going on here? Exclamation mark single quote. As he blinked the pain from his eyes he was shocked to find that he was no longer in front of the houses, but instead in an endless gray void. He could not see anything around him, just a low-light nothingness that seemed deafen him with its silence. I was just in the Uchiha district. Why am I here now? He thought as he began looking around before picking a direction and walking. Is this one of his tricks? Just like when he tried to. His eyes widened as he tried block out the words in his head. But there is a happy ending, Sasuke. No, it can't be. He shouted in his head. It can't be real. You wanted to kill your brother, and you almost did. No, Itachi is my brother. He killed the clan. Killed your family on order of the Hokage. Ordered. But why the Uchiha? Why my brother? You tried to kill your own brother. Naruto. He whispered as his eyes became wide, his body trembling as his mind forced a long-forgotten memory to the front of his mind. Flashback. Itachi, who is that boy? We always see him when you're watching me. Asked a young Sasuke as he watched a group of older kids pick on the boy. Sasuke watched his brother's eyes turn soft and caring for the briefest of moments before they returned to his uncaring gaze. Sasuke. That boy is named Naruto. He's your age. He's a very good person, Sasuke. And he is very important, but most people don't know that. What makes him important? Is he strong like you? Questioned Sasuke. Strong. Yes, but not like me. Naruto is very strong emotionally. He has a special gift, one that will lead to a life of pain and suffering. Stated Itachi, motioning to the group of children that had just been picking on Naruto, now happily playing. Not all children have a happy life, Sasuke. Some even hate that they were ever born. Naruto is one of those special people that can take all the hatred a person has, and shoulder it himself. Do you see those children now, Sasuke? Sasuke stood in awe that he had just heard his quiet and secretive older brother talk so much. Ignoring the oddity, Sasuke focused on the group of children. They were happily playing tag, though one of them kept glancing over at the boy, his pineapple haircut hanging like a question mark over his head. They are all happy. Indeed. They transferred their negative emotions to Naruto, allowing them to feel better about themselves. This is Naruto's gift, and his curse. Naruto, whether he wants to or not, takes the pain and sadness, the hatred and fear, away from people, and allows them to vent and become happy again. Stated Itachi. However, everyone has a limit to the emotions they can keep inside. No one can handle the amount of stress that Naruto must feel every day, and that is why he acts out. That's his relief. That is why Hokage-sama usually doesn't punish him for his pranks. What about his parents? Don't they punish him when he acts out? Asked Sasuke. Itachi's mood turned sour and his Sharingan flashed for a brief second. We must return home, Sasuke. It is getting late. Flashback end. That had been just a few weeks before the massacre. Sasuke had woken up in the hospital after and had found a handwritten note next to his bed. In poor handwriting it simply said, "If you ever need help, come find me, I'll be at the top of the fort's head." Naruto. He muttered as he sat on his knees, wishing he had gone even once. He wondered if Naruto had ever sat at the top, waiting for him. Did Itachi know? Did Itachi know that Naruto was his brother? He fell back, letting his shoulders hit the ground and his head rest as he stared into the gray void above him, remembering every time Naruto had just been in the background when they were young. Did Naruto know? This doesn't make any sense anymore. He laid there for what felt like hours, pondering what he knew and what Orochimaru had told him. What do I do now? Do I try to clear Itachi's name? Do I find Naruto and see what he knows? He turned his head, looking into the void. I don't even know where I am. All the while he was unaware of the being that was watching over him. Another capable of Kamui. He will have to hear about this. Kiri. I can't believe I let you talk all of us into ramen. Stated Tamari as she sat down at a large table, surrounded by people she considered friends. It's not that bad, besides, he's paying anyway. Stated Ino from between Hinata and Gaara. With a sly look, Ino took in Gaara's appearance. And with that uniform, your brother is quite the looker, and I love looking. Ino, stop hitting on Gaara, there are already too many troublesome blondes in his life. Stated Shikamaru, his head rolled back into the wall that he had conveniently placed himself against. Shut up, Shika. Naruto and Tamari yelled. See. Mumbled Shikamaru. Why am I the one stuck with all these blondes? It is quite alright, Shikamaru. Stated Gaara with the slightest smirk on his face. Thank you for the compliment, Ino, I'm quite taken by your outfit as well. If you'd like, maybe you could get a better look later. As Temari's, Ino's, Shikamaru's and Hinata's jaw collectively dropped, Naruto struggled to keep from busting out in laughter, while Hinata patted Ino on the shoulder. I wish I had that on tape. Looks like you've met your match, Ino. Now maybe you'll stop trying to convince me to have a three-way. Actually. Naruto saw the blush forming on Hinata's face, wondering what was embarrassing her. Geez, it seems like every time she spaces out like that, something embarrasses her. Wonder what she's thinking about. Food's here. The group ate happily and quietly as they enjoyed their lunch. Every once in a while a topic would pop up that would gain their attention, and they would discuss it. Near the end of the meal, Naruto spotted a familiar face. Hey Samui, what are you doing here? Asked Naruto as Team Samui approached the table. Ino and surprisingly Gaara found themselves marveling at the young blonde's assets while Hinata once again began blushing. If you could join us for a moment, Naruto, the Raikage has a message for you. You should probably hear this too, Sabaku-san. Stated Samui. Naruto noticed the gloomy looks on Omoi and Karui and excused himself from the table, Gaara following closely behind until the five ninja were in an alley behind the restaurant. What happened? Questioned Naruto. The body of Yugito Ni was recovered in a cavern just west of Rice Country. Her two teammates were incapacitated and later, one fell to his injuries. Stated Samui. Yugito's Biju had been extracted. Naruto and Gaara shared a glance and nodded. How is B? Physically. He is fine. Raikage-sama moved him to the village, he isn't allowed more than half a mile away from Asama. Stated Samui. He's torn up about losing Yugito. He hasn't talked to anyone but us and Raikage-sama. Stated Omoi. He has even stopped rapping, it just isn't right. So they're already moving. Muttered Gaara, his sand starting to swirl in the gourds he kept on his belt. This isn't good. Jiraiya said that they weren't going to start moving until at least another year, the fact that they attacked when she had allies shows that they are moving. Stated Naruto before looking at Gaara. You need to be careful. I understand Uzumaki, I believe that as I hold Shukaku, I will be next. Stated Gaara. I'll send for Pervy Sage. With you, me and the 3 and 6 tails still around, Akatsuki will be on the move in this area. Stated Naruto. I need to get a hold of Itachi. We are here for the exams, but our secondary mission is to eliminate Akatsuki members if they show. Stated Karui. With Darui here, we have enough firepower to take them on. No. These people aren't normal. So far the confirmed members are Itachi Uchiha, Kisame Hoshigaki, Sasori of the Red Sand and Deidara, the Mad Bomber. Stated Gaara. These people have trained to take down Jinchurikis, with or without backup. Normal ninja will not be able to stand against them in a team. Gaara is right, should you face them, any one of them alone, retreat and find Darui or one of us. Stated Naruto. We should return, they will begin to wonder what is taking so long. Stated Gaara, who nodded to the Cloud Ninja and began his return back into the restaurant. No one saw the shiver in his spine or the nervousness he hid so well. Another piece of advice, everyone has a weak point. I should go too. I'll see you all in the Jonin exams. Stated Naruto. The Kumo ninja began leaving, only for Samui to stay a bit longer. You're all I have left of Yugito. You remind me so much of her. Thank you. Stated Naruto, unable to think of anything else to say. Samui turned to look and make sure that her teammates weren't in seeing range before she lunged at Naruto, kissing him on the cheek. I'm sorry. I know you and the Hyuga heiress are together, and I apologize if this causes any negative repercussions. Just please be safe. It would be uncool if they got you. And then she was gone, leaving a stunned Naruto in the alley, and a knowing Byakugan user in the restaurant. Thanks for listening, I hope you guys liked it, don't forget to subscribe and leave a like for more what ifs and support the author, see you guys in the next video.